It's midday right here in Lagos, Nigeria. Welcome to Lunchtime Politics. I'm Jeffrey Uzoma. Let's bring you up to speed with the big happenings in this scene of politics and the polity. Federal government said to arraign for suspect alleged to be responsible for June the 5th, 2022 bombing of St. Francis Catholic Church in Ondo State. 3 years after the incident, they have now pleaded not guilty. National Publicity Secretary of the African Democratic Congress, ADC, refutes claim that the coalition under the ADC is driven by a northern agenda. Denial of entitlement, including promised health insurance schemes, sees members of the Nigeria Union of Pensioners hit the streets of Lagos, demanding for better treatment by the authorities. APC of the Nigerian Union of Pensioners, representing various agencies including NITEL, MTEL, FRCN, FMW, Nigeria Railway Corporation, protesting alleged unpaid entitlement up to 35 months pension arrears, non-payment of 35,000 naira palliative and 32,000 naira pension increment. The pensioners are calling on the federal government to give a specific time for payment to decry their untold hardship. As they say, some of them cannot take home 30,000 naira per month as pension. That's earlier seen in the city or parts of the city of Lagos. Those pensioners demanding for what they claim to be an unpaid or unpaid entitlements. Let's move over to the courts now, where 5 persons suspected to be masterminds of the 2022 bombing of St. Francis Catholic Church in Ondo State have pleaded not guilty to a 9-count charge of terrorism filed against them by the federal government. The suspects, Idris Omeiza, Qasim Idris, Jamil Abdulmik, Abdulhamid Idris, and Momo Abubakar, who were arraigned before Justice Emeka Nwite of the Federal High Court, accused of being members of the Al-Shabaab terrorist group with a cell in Kebbi State. Justice Nwite has fixed the 19th, or August the 19th, for the commencement of trial. The judge equally ordered the suspect to be remanded in the custody of the Department of State Services. Let's tell you some development in politics. There has been the back and forth over the state of the ADC, the party that now houses the coalition of opposition politicians, led by David Mark and Ralph Aregbesola, who is serving as interim secretary. There's been the back and forth as to how they emerged in that particular, or ended up in that party. Some members of the party accusing them of hijack, but some other things have been reeling out as far as this conversation is concerned. Bolaji Abdullahi, who is the National Publicity Secretary of the ADC, saying, look, the party is not about the northern agenda, it's a party for all. It was on our program yesterday, Sunday Politics, with our colleague, Shenwo Kimbaloye.
One member of the government came here and he profiled Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. He said an 80-year-old northern Muslim. In another country, he would have been arrested. You see, we think that you can just say whatever you like. There are some things you are not allowed to say. And the promotion of division in this country should not be allowed. under whatever guise. Now, coming back to the question you asked me, you are saying that a John Oyegun, a leading member of the coalition, is in the coalition to promote Northern agenda. Professor Osobo, the former governor of Edo State as well, is here in this coalition to promote Northern agenda. Emeka Ehedioha, former deputy speaker from Imo, is also here to promote Northern agenda. Senator Akobundu is also here. Ben Obi, they are all here. All these people somehow have been hypnotized. Raufo Aregbesola, they have somehow, Peter Obi, they have all been hypnotized somehow and enlisted to be part of the Northern agenda. You see, it's ridiculous to say the least, and he should be ashamed of himself. Because we have younger people.
So you are guaranteeing Nigeria that ADC is for a true change?
ADC is a party, and we said it from day one, is neither a party of the North nor of the South. It's neither a party of Muslim nor of Christian. It's neither a party of old people or so it's a party that is deliberately designed to be the party that is able to provide, build the kind of future that Nigeria desires.
Balaji Abdullahi is the National Publicity Secretary of the coalition, the ADC. But let's bring in my guests who are going to explore the conversation around the politics. Now it looks like the battle is between the ADC and the APC. Just the difference is in A and P. Okay, APC, ADC says P and D. I wanted to be sure I was saying the right things. So where does that leave the PDP in the situation? But for now, we're going to talk about the APC and the ADC. And we're going to Kebbi State, where there's been literally words as to how things are playing out there. But we will unpack it in layers from the national level down to Kebbi State. We're being joined on the program by Abubakar Kana, is the Kebbi State APC chairman, joining us virtually. Also joining us virtually is Bala Sefiyanu, is the Kebbi State ADC chairman. Gentlemen, thank you so much for coming on the program.
Thank you. Good morning.
All right, so
hello, good morning.
Good morning. I can hear you very loud and clear. I hope you can hear me as well, sir.
Okay, thank you, yes.
All right, so Mr. Kana, you're the APC chairman in the state. Before we go to what is playing out in Kebbi State, as far as the rhetorics between you and the new coalition is concerned, there has been this dismissals of the potency of the ability of the ADC to be able to cause any form of upset. Now, whilst that dismissal is going on, there's also the lack of just the constant building of momentum on the side of the leading party to keep checking them. So if they are not a threat, why do the APC dissipate so much energy in challenging them back and forth, whatever comment is coming from the ADC as far as this conversation is concerned? So permit me something if I'm calling you ADC, because it's just a D and P that is in between the name, and it can be interchangeably used sometimes in error.
Well, what you are saying, we are not deceiving anybody in APC in Kebbi State. Every morning, APC is getting deployment. We are having more people are coming from PDP to ADC that are joining APC.
I don't think you got my question.
Hello?
My question is to the effect that I read a statement, I think, from the ADC national state chairman, and in response to some of the things the APC has said in the state, I think they described the ADC as irrelevant, led by immature youth. So let's begin with those pronouncements. Why?
Okay, because the reason why you are asking me what I said day before yesterday, what I say we don't have ADC in Kebbi State because they don't have office in Kebbi State. Only the hero person in ADC is former Minister of Justice Malami. Is the only hero in APC. All those that are there, they are not heroes, and we don't know them. We don't know them in ADC. Only former minister is the one I know. He's the hero in the ADC. All the supporters, they are all charged.
What do you mean by Charles? Are they not adults? Don't they have the right to belong to any association they want to
Yes,
belong
they
to?
have
So
right to
exactly.
vote, but they are not mature enough. They are not mature enough to call people or to go to the campaign. And that now is not the time of campaign, but the ADC used to move up and down. They are doing campaign. Why it's not right and it's not time for the campaign.
Everybody is doing
Doing
campaign.
propaganda.
Literally, the APC is also guilty of that. In fact, from the presidency, literally, if you go to, even in Lagos here, if you go to Abuja, you see something door to door, P-BATS door to door. Isn't that some form of a campaign? So when you're saying they are campaigning, literally all of you are campaigning.
Well, APC is not campaigning.
No,
APC
you
are
are.
getting more people coming out from the other
No,
party.
no, I'm saying it to you, sir, that you are campaigning indirectly. I'm not debating it. I'm saying there is a door-to-door, P-BAT door-to-door, which is a grassroots mobilization for the president. You did a national summit and endorsed the president for a second term. That is a form of campaign, not
Yes.
necessarily saying vote. So that is not, I'm not trying to debate it. I'm just putting what is available to the public that everybody is aware of. So why is the ADC zone a
Now is not
problem?
the time
That's what
of
I'm
campaign.
asking.
That now it's not the time of campaign. No, anybody that's doing door to door where we don't know me APC. Now is the time. It's not the time for campaign. When time comes for the campaign, we'll campaign for Mr. President and our governor in Kebbi State.
So talk to us about, whilst we expect the ADC state chairman, who we understand network is a bit of a challenge to get him into this conversation. So let me engage you for a moment and find out exactly how would you assess the performance of the governor of the state, given the fact that the ADC has been checking him, or the opposition party in this sense has been checking him as to his performance. They've talked about issues around insecurity, soaring unemployment, lack of basic infrastructure. These are some of the things they highlighted as some of the quote-unquote failure of the government in Kebbi State.
Well, that's what they say. Our governor is doing the best in Nigeria. You are talking in terms of security. My area, that's where we have issue of security. And His Excellency is doing his best. And our people now are in the farm. They are farming, they are farm. Everybody is sleeping with closing eyes to sleep. So issue of what you are saying, Kebbi State, our governor is doing the best in Nigeria because His Excellencies assist people from school. He built some secondary school, primary school. He employed 2,000 teachers in Kebbi State, and he employed school. We have nurses, about 5,250, while our Excellency have employed in Kebbi State. In times of farming, His Excellency give fertilizer free and give people power tillers and this grains free and everything. So I think in Nigeria, it's only our governor that have started this kind of thing, because that's our constitution of APC. Anybody that want to do it, that's what the constitution agreed to do. You help people. In terms of assisting people, our Excellency empowerment for women, for youth, and everybody, all the old men, His Excellency is giving them empowerment.
So, let's go back to the political conversation. I'll come back to the issue of governance in just a moment. Now, one of the things that the ADC has actually said, as I said, the ADC chairman is expected to be on the show, but the network issue. So, they are saying that the reason why there is this comment from persons like you calling them irrelevant and all of this is because you are afraid, you are worried by the inability of your governor, quote unquote, to perform. So you're desperate. So I would like you to respond to that. So your response or your comment about them is an act of desperation, because for them, if they were not relevant, you would not be desperate to be responding and discarding their position as far as the comments they make in politics is concerned.
I'm not discarding them. I'm just saying the truth. Because I know if you come to Kebbi State, you will not see ADC office in Kebbi State. We only have APC and PDP in Kebbi State. Yes. So we are not afraid. We are not challenging them. We are telling the truth. If you can run around, you will see there's no ADC office in Kebbi State.
So are you confident that in the coming election, as much as we have not finally explored totally the issue of governance, are you sure that in the coming election, with the former Minister of Justice and the Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, coming into the fray, you're confident that your governor is going to see the light of day for a re-election with the coalition and whatever the PDP is doing behind all of this?
Well, we have confidence in our governor and we have confidence with our people. We know by the grace of God, Mr. President will win Kebbi State, our governor Kauran will win Kebbi State, inshallah, in 2027. We are no fear for anybody.
So let's dig further down on some of the issues you've raised before we go on a quick break, and then we'll come back to continue the conversation. And that has to do with, let's talk about that governance, for instance. In terms of development, in terms of internally generated revenue, I'm not sure what the position of Kebbi State is as far as internally generated revenue. But when we did the analytics of the states of Nigeria, we realized that we know that Federation FAC, which is a federation money for all tiers of government and all of that, is for all of us. But there has been this call for restructuring so that states will be able to generate their resources or manage their resources and pay royalty to the federal government as it is done in a properly federated state like the United States, which we draw strongly from. But we realize that if you take FAC allocation out of the equation, a greater percentage of states, perhaps including Kebbi State, will go belly up, simply meaning they will not be able to survive because their internally generated revenue is not strong enough to be able to run the affairs of government, do project pay salaries, and do major infrastructure. Since the governor took over, what do you think he's done to be able to generate better IGR and reposition the state in case of tomorrow where we may be talking about restructuring? Because that is a fundamental question.
Well, before I know Kebbi State, the revenue is down. And now revenue in Kebbi State is higher because you have issue of mining, we are farming. Kebbi State is a land of farming in Kebbi State. So our farmers do to get farming, and there's revenue under the, what do you call it? Mining and under agriculture. So the revenue of Kebbi State now is increased. But before the revenue is low. Now Kebbi, the revenue is improvement. And we have Ministry of Mining, that is why we have Commissioner of Mining, that is why the revenue is increasing. Kebbi State, that's why our Excellency is doing what he's supposed to do with his people. And we have Ministry for Livestock. So that is where our revenue used to come. So that's why I told you the revenue in Kebbi State have increased.
My guest is Abubakar Kana, the chairman of APC in Kebbi State. He was meant to be joined by the ADC chairman in the state, Bala Sifiano, who technology has played a fast one on us. So let's get stuck with Mr. Kana and explore as much as we can on this conversation. Let's go to the national level, Mr. Kana, beyond Kebbi State, because there are so many layers within the state level we can explore, but I don't want to end this conversation without talking about what's playing out at the national level. Now, some persons, perhaps within the ruling party, according to Bolaji Abdullahi, who we had on our sister program yesterday with my colleague, has said that some people are saying that the ADC is a party of a northern agenda in that sense. And he began to reel out names of persons, prominent individuals in the South, who are members of the ADC, including the former national chairman of the APC. Who was the APC chairman before? Yeah, the Chief Odige Oyegu from Edo State, and a couple of other persons he mentioned, including Ralph Aregbe-Shola and all of that. So do you see ADC as a party with a northern agenda?
No. ADC is not an issue in agenda in Nigeria. What you are saying, let me add something to you. In APC, we have former 3 governors in APC. We have 5 deputy governors in APC in Kebbi State. And APC all have 3 senators and all have 7 member House of Reps. And you have 24 member House of Assembly in Kebbi State. So I don't think we have fear for anybody, inshallah, in Kebbi State. As I tell you,
No,
Mr. President Tinubu.
Mr. Kana, we've gone beyond the conversation in Kebbi. I've left your state. I'm talking national now. I'm saying, I'm quoting the position of Bolaji Abdullahi. Just a moment, so that you understand what I'm saying. Bolaji Abdullahi had accused the ruling party, maybe at the national level, of saying that the ADC is a party with a northern agenda. Do you see, is that the position you share as a member of the APC, that the ADC is a party with a northern agenda?
You know, that's one I cannot give you answer because I don't know what is in the national. I only know what is in the Kebbi State.
Okay. Okay, you don't know what is playing out at the national level, but you're a party chairman. You should know what is playing out at the national level.
If you ask me in Kebbi State, I will explain to you. But I don't know what is in national office because it's not my right to say anything about national.
So if I ask you, how would you rate? Just hold on, just for a moment. Just for a moment.
Chairman.
Just for a moment. So if I ask you to assess the performance of President Bola Tinubu, would you have anything to say?
No, I have many things to say with Mr. President. Mr. President have done a lot in Kebbi State, and he have done a lot in Nigeria. Yes.
So yours, technically, you are telling me your response is selective. On one hand, you can't comment on what your party disposition is as to the ADC. On the other hand, you can tell us what the president is doing for the nation. So you're a bit inconsistent, so be clear.
Okay. Because they have done a lot in Kebbi State. They have done a lot in northern west of Nigeria.
All right. Mr. Kana, you're a very funny man, but I will take for that. Well, we wanted to have the response of Mr. Sufiano, but we couldn't get him. But we must thank you so much, Abubakar Kana, the Kebbi State APC chairman, and we wish you guys the best. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right. All right, let's bring you more stories on the program. We can tell you that the All Progressives Congress governorship candidate in the 2023 governorship election in Rivers State has been speaking on some issues relating to the forthcoming local government elections in that state. Mr. Tony Cole, explains that apart from the fact that legal issues are in court, he sees no reason for the rush in conducting local government election when, even as the 6-month emergency administration will soon expire.
The constitution was flouted in bringing a sole administrator has always been the case. But in my opinion, regardless of whether that was right or wrong, that was being tested in the judiciary, and we're waiting for the judiciary to come out and make a very strong position about whether it was constitutional or not. And that process was going on. Because that process is on, and it is such a fundamental issue, it makes it very untenable, and I think very, very careless to conduct things like local government elections under that canopy. That's where the main challenge is. And then there are a series of others, including the mandatory 90-day notice period, which has not been given. You know, there are just so many things that are wrong with this particular process, and that's why my signature is on it. First, the term of the sole administrator, 6 months, is coming to an end. I mean, by next month, it's done. What I would have advised would be allow that term to elapse, because in the first instance, you have made peace between the governor, Sim Fubara, and the protagonist, Nyesom Wike. So there's peace there. That's where all the crisis was coming from. So let's assume in the very much publicized peace arrangement a month or so ago that has been agreed, which should mean that if that peace is real, then the state governor will be coming back to office in a month's time, at which point you can then begin to conduct local government elections under an elected legitimate government,
And then we move on. Nobody will have this kind of case to speak about. So why not wait the 1 month? If the peace is real, and the whole reason for this state of emergency was that there was this intractable commotion between the former governor and the present governor, which we are made to understand has been resolved, then why not wait? I can't understand why this rush.
And that's it on the program. Thank you so much for your time and company. I'm Jeffrey Ozama. You've been served on Lunchtime Politics. Bye-bye.